Start.
Namaste. My name is Satya. I am the founder and CEO of Freshon.in. It's an LD groceries to the doorstep. It's a Bangalore-based company. We have done groundwork and around 3+ years of a groundwork to understand about this groceries and all those things. So I would like to share few of things from our journey. So here I started with my presentation. Welcome to 0% tolerance on food adulteration. So generally, the food adulteration is a common word. Everybody have heard this, like in social medias and even TV channels and many places. We come across word. It's a familiar word, isn't it? It's a familiar. But today, what I'm going to share is insights of this food adulteration. Sounds very light way on the food adulteration. Spelling everybody knows, but I'm very much sure that nobody knows the depth of it unless the people who went and research on that. Once again, so when your body is hunger, generally there is a question: why do we need the food? So what the analyzation, most of the doctors and dietitians and many other people say that when the body needs the nutrients and it's start the hunger fulfill that nutrient parts, not the chemicals. But what we are feeding today, are we really, are you sure that you are feeding the nutrients? Not, are you sure that your food is not contaminated or it's not chemically treated? I'll come back to you more about this, but my answer, if you ask me, somebody asked me that question, I would say that my food is not safe. It's completely contaminated from the core, from the seeding level itself, not on the middle level. It's a seeding level, it's got contaminated. Guruji, 1 second. The battery is down. So sorry for the interruption. A small technical issue. Now I'm back. We were in the second slide. So where the body, when the body is hunger, it demands the nutrients, not the chemicals at all. But our existing food, in many ways, from the seeding level and many parameters, it's been contaminated. To start with the seeding, I'll tell you that when the older age of the farming, they used to store the seeds for the next crop, for the next process. But now, due to this, some chemical companies or seed companies and all, so they are making the better seeds. They are trying to process the better seeds, and in that process, the existing farmers, whatever they're growing, they're selling out, and they could not able to store the seeds which is required for next plantations. That's where the first place the seeds are getting contaminated. This is what I was saying, that is your food safe for consumptions? My answer was absolutely no, and hopefully many people can agree for this, and why also we can discuss further. Adulteration, generally most of the adulteration is what is adulteration? Generally say that there is a two kind of adulteration. I could say that one is an intentional adulteration and a second is the unintentional adulteration. So first I'll tell you about the unintentional adulteration, which generally happens in the farm level. So wherein I was telling you about the seeding level, and in a growing process, they are forced to use the fertilizers and chemicals, pesticides. So why the fertilizers means to increase the yield, the increase the yield and all. They are forced to use the fertilizers, and when you're using that fertilizers and forcing the plant to grow faster and get the more yield, it loses the strength, and the worms or pests get attracted very faster. To avoid the pest, again they are using the pesticides. This is called unintentional adulteration. Why we call this as unintentional means because farmer who is growing this doesn't have any intention to hurt the the food or spoil the food or chemically grow. He doesn't have an intention, but his survival is he has to put that so that he can get a more yield and stable growth. That's the reason that's where it calls an unintentional adulteration. So the intentional adulteration is even it is even more dangerous, pretty dangerous and deadly against to this process. Wherein intentional adulteration starts at the time of post harvest. Once the food get harvested, there is activity called the fumigation. Fumigation, in the sense, generally it happens in the hospitals to maintain the hygiene and all those places. But here in the food places, also fumigation is happening. Even the government is also allowed with the conditions, but how do you monitor that conditions are executing in the real world? It's not getting executed. So here how the contamination happens is why the fumigation first. Fumigation happens because every dal, pulses, whatever the food items you take, pre-cooking food items you take, it has eggs is by default. So when the eggs get right moisture, it will start getting a worm. The food is already there, the moisture is attached, and the eggs get formulated into the worms. So when this kind of staples and parts and get packed, when the worms get generated, there could be a difficulty in the customers to purchase and consume it. To avoid that practice, majorly they found a way of this fumigation. How the fumigation is? They put everything in a lot in a godown, and they'll keep heavy chemicals in the down, and they seal they seal that warehouse for minimum 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, based on the chemical strength and all. They'll completely lock that warehouse. In the process of killing the eggs, the intention is that chemical has to kill the eggs, so that they can pack it and then they can throw it in the market. It will not get worms never get germinated. In this process of killing the eggs, it contaminates the food also. As end consumers, absolutely we can't make out. Trust me, before fumigation and after fumigation, if you take the product, you can't even identify through the structure and the shapes and all. You can't make out at all. This is one of the way of intentional adulteration, and the second thing is it's even more bad that they are using some third grade products to mix in it to get the profit level higher, and that's also one of the option. And another thing is this very even more pathetic part is they extract the value elements from it. So the best example is the turmeric. We are in India, we give high respect of such products. One of that is a turmeric. Generally, if you go back to olden age, we used to treat turmeric for antioxidant, anti-cancers, even for a small wound, or even if you have cold cough or anything as such. The turmeric was playing a big role in our kitchens. And our grandparents, people and all used to say that every food has to be prepared with the turmeric powder. So that's such a beautiful product, which is very healthy and things. All this because of it existing with a content called curcumin in it. So that curcumin play all these roles. But nowadays, what happens is the curcumin content, what it has high demand in the Western countries. So what these people do, they extract the curcumin out of it. They'll remove the curcumin and they'll sell it off. They'll get a good money. What happens when selling there is they make curcuminoid. It's an anti-cancer tablets. They make it and they'll send back to us. That's a value of the curcumin. Once they remove the curcumin, the existing powder is called as an yellow powder. It doesn't have any usage. This is just an yellow powder. For this yellow powder, they are adding, once this curcumin is removed, it loses its color. So for that, what they do is they're adding a metallic yellow synthetic color and they bring back to the natural color. Once it looks like a turmeric powder, and they start throwing in the market. Even it can be lesser price and offers, discounts, and many other things. Similar this and many products are prone. Our Indian groceries are potential for adulteration. One of my friends said all doctor said, he said that our groceries, what we have is it's potential for adulteration. Means why potential means the milk is potential to mix with the water. So milk tank can take a water. It doesn't changes the color so soon. So that's how even our Indian groceries are potential for adulterations. That's where it's making very big things. Few of the articles I have shown here, which we have collected from the papers, it's very few, and not everything is covered. What's happening in the market? I'll just share you the next slide. See here, 1.5 crores of paper being quoted. Why it is required? If you can question it yourself, why do we need the paper to be get adulterated? So why it's getting adulterated means to get a better structure, and I mean to say to look and feel it has to be better. Recently, one of the food technologists said that the latest trend of adulteration on the pepper is they're adding air dye, the air dye which generally people use for air. They're mixing the hair dye for pepper so that it gives a darkest, thick black. So it get better premium prices. A few of such examples is also there. And the fruits and vegetables, it's horrible because it's directly consumable. And they one of the agriculture, what are the knowledge I'm sharing here? All this is behalf of, we have a team, advisory panel of a team. We have a 32 people we have, where we have food technologist. He has a 22 years experience, more than two decades of an experience. And we have agriculture department people, we have horticulture department, IHR, and we have organic inspectors, we have Ayurvedic doctors, and many people, all expertise on the respective areas, and the health department and food safety department. All these people added their values to our request, and this is the information which I'm sharing with you today. And one of the agriculture department person shared is there is a chemical called gibberellic acid. The name is a gibberellic acid. So once it gets sprayed, the size of the fruit or vegetables, whatever, the normal size is this. After spraying that gibberellic acid, it will be a triple in size. So within 2 days, the size of this, and it will get tripled. So why it's been using means because they'll get a better price, because the size is got increased, the price is getting increased, the weight is getting increased. This is what the chemicals is playing a role. Wherein end consumers, we are all in this city, so we'd not be knowing all those the back ends, and we'll start eating it. And many people, so some of the people say that I don't have any bad habits, neither smoking, not drinking, not all those things. But why still I'm getting into the diseases? Why I'm following all those things? Diseases means it's not just habits alone. The food what you are taking, the lifestyle what you are dealing is also play a very important role. So this is for sometimes, even as the festivals comes, generally in Bangalore kind of cities, when the festival comes, there is a sudden surge of demand, sudden demand of all the fruits and vegetables, and you take it as a bananas and all those things. So how this nature can give you because of your festival, suddenly so much of production, how it's possible? There is a pre-plan behind of it. What happens is, because as per the expectation of that Ganesha festival or whatever the festivals, they try to grow or to get the yield in that period, but most of them may not become, or whichever even not even matured. For example, best example is banana. Banana has to, it has its own time for grow and mature itself before cutting. But when there is a demand huge in the market, what they do, even it is not even matured of grown, they'll cut it and they'll forcibly ripen it, and once it gets the yellowish color, they throw it in the market. We would not be knowing all those things. We'll keep on moving and buying and eating it. That's where my slide started. When your body hungry means, that means you have to provide the nutrient values, not chemicals alone. Here on, be careful about the food what you are choosing it. Heavy metals, the pesticides, that heavy metals, even when some of the organic products, recently there was a survey, so-called organic stores products is also contaminated with the heavy metals. So need to be very careful on that. Please be aware. And one of the times of India, if you could read in the below one, lack of food safety killing 2.2 million every year. 2.2 million every year getting die because of food safety is not able to happen properly. The cancer, this is a very frequent and very familiar word nowadays. Very sad to hear this, and this should not be. I correlate this word with my childhood. There was a one movie called Geetanjali. When I was a child, I saw that movie. I couldn't understand properly. Really, I couldn't understand. Even the ending is also a little tragedy kind of things. I couldn't get that movie. You know why? In that movie, the hero and the heroine, the both are got cancer. That cancer word was not familiar to anybody much. So it's a very rare word. So many of the people, like me, many of the people would have not got that movie actually, unless somebody explains in detail. It's not self-explanatory kind of things, because all this, because this word was not familiar. But nowadays, if you ask any child, any small child, he would be aware of this cancer. So if we question ourselves, why this cancer so much occupied us? What the wrong we have done? So we got up in the morning and we went to the work and we did our best in the work, and we came back and had the food in our home itself. No, but where went wrong? The probability is went wrong in your groceries. Though you're eating at your home, it's eating at your home means you're preparing the food. Preparing your food in the sense you're taking 4-5 ingredients and mixing it and adding a pepper and salt to get a taste, and that's how it's that dish has been prepared. That means the existing products you're making it the right mix. But how about the quality of the products? How do you ensure that ingredients what you had is in a quality one? Give a focus on that, little focus on that. In a recent report, and in a Public Health Foundation of India has produced, 80% of all premature deaths, 80% of premature deaths is correlated with food and water. We might not be knowing directly about it. Is it? Am I getting a disease because of the food or because of the water? We might not be knowing directly. So if you say that somebody's got an heart attack, they call it as an heart attack death. He died because of an heart attack. Nobody is trying to understand the back end, why the heart attack has come. When you're born, your heart is good, your nervous system is good, and the flow was good, everything was good. But what went wrong to get so much of pressure for a heart to stop working? Just think of it. It plays only two things. I'll repeat again and again: is the food and the lifestyle. These two things are playing very important role on this. Few of the adulterations, it might be a little smaller font, but I can love to share this slide if you want. Few of the products I listed here. There's many more, honestly. These few things means what are the food items and how it's got adulterated and what's a harmful effect. I'll tell you a small example in this is one of the food technologists, and his name is Mr. Matthew. He works in a Bangalore test house. He is a close friend of ours, and he is a very good guy. He shared a lot of insights. One of the example he said is how adulterants, the people who are doing this adulteration, how aggressive they are. For that, he has said a reason. One example. When, as a food technologist, I'm testing the product. Any food product, when I'm testing and identified it has contaminated with chemical A. For example, I'm telling you, contaminated with the chemical A. By the time we identify, the adulterants are mixing chemical C. So advanced. When we are going with identifying that C is mixed here, they are going with DF. So much advanced. They are so aggressive on doing that adulterations. As a common man, we can't even make out it. You can't able to know about a structure and the shape or the viscosity, or you take it as a honey for an example. You can't make out, or you take it as a jaggery. In a olden days, one decade or 1.5 decade back, when the jaggery was in whitish color, very yellowish or light color in this, that been considered as a good. It's a fully clean and a good one. But there was a chemical to do that, there was a chemical to do that chemical and that color and structure. Even nowadays, when the darker in the color of the jaggery, that been considered as a good one. So the adulterants got to know, oh, you are expecting a darker color. Okay, then I'll mix something and I'll get the darker color. I'll add some chemicals and throw it out. This is how it's happening. So you need to be very careful on where you have to choose your groceries. That play a very important role. Foodborne illness cost $28 billion. It's not a small amount. $28 billion means in converting INR, it's in a 2,04,744 crores in a year. This has been one of the Hindu paper has listed. We might not be knowing it, but this is how it's happening in it. And another article shows that if we are not taken seriously about this food adulteration, every house, even my doctor is very ethical practice doctor is also in every seminar he says. So if this continues, this kind of the food and lifestyle, if you are not doing little correction, it requires little correction only. It doesn't require any major corrections. Whatever you're eating, you please continue to eat. Whatever the dish you are preparing, continue to prepare the dish. There's no change in the dish. There's no change in the taste and nothing. Perhaps it enhances the taste. In fact, when you're using the better ingredients, it enhances taste. The natural gives more taste. No change in your food and all those things. Only the change in your the groceries which coming inside. You ensure that's a quality groceries and healthy non-chemical groceries. Then every food whatever you make, it give a pleasure, it give you nutrients, and it keeps you healthy. So my doctor, as in listed in this article, and even my doctor has also said, if we are not addressing this adulteration and all those things, in a few days, in a few years, every house will witness the cancer patients. Need to be very careful, and it's very harsh to hear that. I literally wish this statement should be a false. This should not be implemented. We all have together work on and go back to our non-chemical farming, non-chemical food. Let's be responsible. It's not the one man army. It's not the one person can handle this. It's a collective responsibility. You decide. Now, I always request all my people that you decide to eat the good food. You just decide to eat the good food, and everything will get corrections. You decide. Once you decide, everything will get correction. I'll tell you a small example of this. When you say that I want the good food, and I ensure I want the good food means where the good food is coming, where it's getting prepared. It's preparing it at home. It's nice. It's getting prepared at home. And where is that ingredients are coming up? It's coming from the some X shop. Okay, is that the shop is selling the chemical-free products? Are you sure that? Get ensure of it, and go and ask them. The jaggery what you're selling, is it a chemical-free jaggery? Is whatever you're buying, oils, what the oils you're selling, is that non-contaminated or it's cold-pressed one? And is this how you start ensuring all those things? Once it is ensured, and stay back it. That's the changes, nothing else. Once you're putting this kind of little effort to there, and the person who's selling in a shop, he will also understand, okay, my customers are looking the quality products. Generally, so far the fashion is we went to the shop and see that whatever the offers and discounts are available, and we'll pick it up. Generally, it happens to me, may not be to everyone, but it happens in that way that once there is an offers and discounts, we tend to go in. The reason behind is it's a hard-earned money. It's not a free money what we are earning. It's hard-earned money. When it is getting saved, it's a good for savings, isn't it? That's the intention of it. There was no hidden intention that we want to eat the chemicals, nothing to worry, we go. No, the intention is let's save little money. In that sense, we are going and shopping little discount offers and all those things. But just think of it. But the people who are giving discounts offers, is that really not contaminating the food? Are you sure that food is not disturbed, and top of that they have given a discount? Just have a thought. Instead of this risk and all those things, but when you ensure your groceries is coming to your home, it's safe and fit for consumption, then you're passing a right message to them stating, I'm not concerned about the money, what I'm investing here. I'm concerned about the quality of the product. Is this non-chemical? When you're passing that message to the person who's selling, then he'll go back to the farmers or whoever supply is connected to. He'll convey the message to them that, sir, all my customers are looking for quality products. They are not ready to compromise on it. If you want ₹1 more, they are ready to pay for you. But can you ensure it's non-chemical, unadulterated one? This is a message you're passing. That's why I request all of you that please start thinking about your groceries which comes to your home at once in a month. It play a very big role. Let's have a responsible collective. It's very much possible. This is what I was saying. Start screening what you're eating it. We humans is so much brainy. So if you decide, you can get it. Little focus. It will not disturb your professional life. It will not disturb your taste. It will not disturb your food styles and nothing. All that it adds a value. If you start giving little focus on what you're eating and what you're buying, it adds a value to you. And it's not a continuous practice as well. Once you trust the respective store where you're buying, and once you understand they are all getting with the right one, you stay with them. You just continue on your things. Yeah, this is a very nice quotation which I make. Anything good is good, but food must be good. I love this statement and hope you all love it. And anything we wish, everything should be a good, but uncompromised, the food must be a good. This is very much true as for me, and hope you all agree that the story about the good food begins in reliable grocery store. Do you agree it? We'll have a question and answers later to this. So if anybody disagree, please let me know. I am ready to answer for this. I'm very confident to say that you are the good food, whatever you are cooking at your home, it starts from your grocery store. Yeah, this is I always say that. A lot of people they ask me that who are all your competitors in the business wise. That somebody asks who are all your competitors. I respond to them that there is no competitors. We I love to call them as a contributors. So we are all a contributors to the nation. As long as we are providing the good food, non-chemical food, as it is grown as in the natural and coming to you, it's a kind of a satisfaction which I'm every day enjoying it. It's a kind of a contribution to the society, not a competitors as such. And even I welcome any new people who wanted to do this kind of ethical business practices. Please do come, and what are the best I can support you, I'll extend to it. Small, only 3 slides I just prepared about the Freshan to say you about. The Freshan is committed for a healthy grocery to your doorsteps. As I said, as I repeatedly said that your good food starts from your grocery stores. So we are here to provide the best possible, and we did a groundwork. As I said in the beginning of it, I spent 3 years. Even my friends were laughing at me. Arey Baba, to run one organization for a groceries, you spent 3 years. So better you're not suitable for this. Come back to the IT services where I was. No, I said I'm not. I don't want to create one more shop for the same products to take from the wholesale and repack it and give it. That's not the practice of it. So I understood there's a big gap. That's adulteration. I spent most of my time to understand, and finally proud to say today that we found a solutions for this social devil called food adulteration. And it's possible to eradicate these chemicals and food adulteration together. The Freshan is what majorly doing is it's a stock and sell model, and we buy the products directly from the sourcing. And we spent, as I said, we roamed across in South India, and each and every product we went to the origin place and understood who is farming, and we did a research of a survey about all those things. And those products been bringing to the our warehouse, and here we do the testing of the products, and once you are ensured it's a fit for consumption, then it is getting packed in a paper product. We are against the plastics, and we get it packed in a paper product, and we are getting delivered to the doorsteps. This is I generally say to my other people, there's a chemical free products, chemical free products, plastic free packing, and carbon free delivery. We are thinking of to put the electric vehicle for a delivery. Even existing vehicles will be, this is the last, we are not buying anymore. If anything we buy, there's an electric vehicle for delivery. That means chemical free products and plastic free packing and carbon free delivery. This is what a small effort what we tried, and Thank you so much for all other people who are existing with customers. They are extending their supports. So here in the Fresh On, we are directly buying from the farmers and processing in our warehouse and packing and delivering it. This is what, and it's easy to do it. It's damn easy. Unless only that you should have in your heart is that ethical. Some ethics you have, that's done. So this is in my presentation I told all those things, groundworks we have done, and we have a team of the people. They have collectively they have added a lot of values to us, and technological implementation we have done. So all this effort, and now we have a good amount of a customer base. They are pretty happy with our services. The level of the happiness, that they are literally wishing us to stay back for minimum 100 years. That's how real I was very happy with such kind of customers what we have got it in this journey. The good food ends with good talk. Try this really. So when you prepare a good food, non-chemical food, and observe it, the discussion ends with happy. There's not be any fighting and disturbances. Never be there with a good food. Thank you so much, folks. It's very short, and there's a lot of things to share with you. But in this presentation, I would like to make this presentation more an interactive way, not an a lecturing way of it. That's why I quickly run through my presentations. If you have any doubts, and here are the numbers we have shared, please feel free to call us. I always say that people to call us not to order your products alone. The people who comes walk into our store, I always tell them that from here it is not only the products you are carrying the knowledge, which is very much essential at this point of time. The same way, if you have any doubts, anything to know, we are happy to share. It doesn't mean that you have to call us only for an order. You just call us to understand what the preparation we have done and how to identify the good products and all those things. These are the numbers we have shared, and that's a website. So if you want to place an order, we are happy to receive your order. But one request is, when you're placing an order, before ordering it, or when you're placing an order, try to understand each of your products, how we are processing it, how we are getting it. That makes more impact while you're eating. Trust me. Yeah, I would like to go ahead with any questions related to this.
Thank you so much. I would, in fact, like to contribute something more which you might not be aware of. Satya, in Bhatinda, Bhatinda is called the agriculture basket of India.
Nice.
They have been using a lot of fertilizers, and these fertilizers have gone so crazy, the aggressive marketing. The people who are selling these fertilizers to the farmers, the wholesalers, they, these wholesalers, they get a lot of, what do you say? Lot of encouragement from the companies that if they sell so much, like there's a budget, if you sell so much to the farmers, we'll give you so much of, maybe a trip abroad or somewhere like that. So they go on selling. Number one. Number two, now what has happened is, there is a very popular train from Bhatinda to Bikaner, which is known as a cancer train. I don't know how much you are aware about it.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. So people in Bhatinda, 1 in every 3rd person is having cancer, and they run to Bikaner. In fact, there is a very nice movie made on this, which is known as Irada. So all the audience here, including Uma, please tell your people, even when you have Kannada sessions, to download this movie Irada. It's an eye-opener on what they are doing to Bhatinda crops. And how cancer, even in the trains, instead of selling these peanuts and all, people actually sell their insurance policies.
Very sad to hear
in
that.
this cancer train. So it's an eye-opener. I would also request you to download this movie Irada in Hindi and see it. Anyway, sir, whatever you told, we know that we are eating all adulterated food. But then how to recognize that which food is pure in the market? Like you are saying, even in organic rice, there are, metals. So how do you recognize what is true and what is not? Even if in organic thing, there is so much of adulteration, what a customer would do? Like
Nice.
you said, for haldi, the curcumin is extracted. So we are eating only color. Okay, in winters you get pure haldi, so you can make a juice and put it in your sabjis. But what about summers? You have to depend on what is going on in the market. Where to procure these pure products from? And if the pure products are not available, what do you do about them? You please enlighten us on that, Satya.
Definitely, Ila. It's a nice question. I'll share you. It's unless you experience it, unless you have to put your a little focus on this, you might not be knowing it. As I said earlier, even earlier the olden days, there was a grandparents and all those people. They used to identify at least the minimum knowledge of it. They used to have some knowledge. When they are looking at it, they can make out. Okay, that this is polished or the unpolished, or where it is grown, which season it is being grown, all those things. But nowadays, we are more moving on to this studies and professional lives and all those things. We have a little disconnect in identifying such good products. So now there is a solution: is that start focusing on it first. So don't compromise on your thing. Stop compromising on yourself and start doubting about your every product. For the sabji, what you're making it, what the rice, what the rotis and chapatis and all you're making it, just question it yourself that whether this rice is grown non-chemical. How do you ensure it? From where you're buying it? You just go there, have a dialogues with them. Then you'll understand the way they are answering it. You'll understand. Little exercise. This is the only way. What I understood to identify yourself, to safeguard yourself. A couple of shops you visit wherever you're buying it, and whoever the so-called calling as an organic, go on there and visit and ask them the questions and understand the things and bring it that and taste it. Once after little exercise and couple of places you roam around, then you can settle with a place where you are happy and then ensure it. There is a few people like us, so the ethics what we are putting across, there is a few people available in the market, but you need to go and identify and start encouraging such people. Then more of the lot of people will come into the market. This is the only way. Other way you can't able to affordable. Other way is that get the products and get it tested in the lab. That's absolutely non-affordable. For 1 kilo of a rice which you are paying at 80 to 100 bucks. Now how do you get it? How do you pay that 4,000 5,000 rupees for a testing? That's not possible of it, right? So the best what I understood in the line of this, that's why I say a lot of people who are coming here to get enlightened about what they're eating, how we are bringing it, where we are bringing, and all those things, so that they can carry such questions. If at all, even I talk to this on even the people who are different places, different locations where they cannot be any customers to us, but still we are happy to talk to them, all of them, because they can find with this inputs go on around and such that a good grocery store and start buying it.
Satya, if I want, say, masalas from you, would it be possible for you to courier it to Kolkata?
Can be possible. Yeah, that's possible. We can do it. I'll tell you. I'll give you two bananas. One is completely grown chemically and ripened chemically, and another one is completely grown organically and naturally ripened. If I put you those two things to the end consumers, they're very hard. It's very hard for them to identify these two things, Ila. Really hard for them to identify. So that's the reason. Better we keep the good source of it where you are buying. That's the source is very important.
Yeah, I understood that. I think at least you are doing something very nice of procuring the right products without adulteration. Rice in Bengal is still possible. We can go to the village and get the pure rice. It's not a problem. And in Bengal they eat the Siddho bhat, the boiled rice which is not very polished. So that is one very good thing about Bengalis over here. So they don't eat all this basmati polished rice and all. But with dals and all, of course, it's a big problem. You don't know what they are mixing with it. Masalas is the most adulterated industry. The spice industry is the most adulterated ones. And I think they are the most used in our kitchen, the masalas. You are using them every now and then.
Most essential as well. Most essential. Most essential as well. The kind of the oil which has, in every masala, it play a huge role in your health.
Yeah. So those things have to be taken care of. But now it is not possible to have, getting haldi and then usko peesna. It's very difficult. Mirchi, you can still do it. Dhania, you can still do it. I usually do that. Me and my mother, we get whole dhania from market. I don't know whether it is, hexane produced or not. So, but that whole dhania we get and then we grind it at home. Mirchi also you can do like that. But haldi is difficult. Haldi is difficult.
Yeah, in this coriander seeds, there is adulteration kind. They're putting the colors, the colors to get a more appeal and all. And the chili powder, what happens in the chili powder? The chili, red chili, on the skin, on the red chili skin, there is a oil. That's very essential. That's very essential. So what happens is nowadays that oil being extracted, and once it's been extracted, the left out of the skin and the seeds and the stem of it, it's been grinded and it doesn't get the color, and add some colors, artificial colors and synthetic colors to get the more color and throw it in the market.
Very true, very true. We need to, this has to be awareness. We had one organic shop in Kolkata, but there were very less takers, so it ultimately closed down. So whatever organic food you get is actually in packets, you get only it in malls. So what you are saying that you go and talk to the people, actually they will not talk because even mall people don't know about it. They are just, doing a job over there. So malls also get all adulterated things to sell and their discounts, ek ke saath ek free. That goes on like crazy. See, I got jeera, cumin seeds, and there were 2 packets discounted. And later I found that the original jeera which I got was very thick and this jeera is very small in size. Although it has a very strong smell, which maybe they have artificially flavored it, but I realized actually it is hexane extracted. So that's what they do with discounts, and we are all crazy for discounts these days. There's big malls. That is the way they attract customers. And you're talking of cancer, not only cancer, all autoimmune disorders are coming because of this.
Exactly. Gastritis, diabetics, and many other diseases. I just use one as an example of a cancer to say this, and there's many other diseases prone to this, even heart attacks and BPs and many other things are connected to this. And beauty is all these things can be addressed with the right food.
Right.
Trust us, it's really possible to reverse it as well. And there is one person called Anjanelu. He has given in Ram Anjanelu. He has given a talk in a TEDx. Such a nice person. His agricultural research wing is working. And once he said, "Why do we need food?" Generally, so people say that nowadays it's become a trend like that. We are eating a food because of a taste. Very sad.
Very true. I agree 100%. It's just the taste.
And most of or if you ask behind a question again, if you repeat the question, they may say, "Hey, to get an energy, man, to live energy, all those things. It's a fuel, as like you're fueling your vehicle. The food is also fuel, to a body." It's a wrong statement as per the yoga. Even as Guruji said, my wife is yoga researcher. Recently, in one of the article, it's shown food is not just a fuel. In the fuel means when you're adding a fuel and it's a burning out. The fuel is getting burning out to give an energy and moving away. But here, the food what you are taking, it's become a part of yours. It's get inside of the blood and it's kind of the body and flesh and everything it's becoming a part of your body. So need to be very careful on it. And yes, okay.
Why you need to mention all this, Uma? Anyways, what is the need of mentioning all this? Abhi to you have become a big guru. Don't worry. Wisdom, doesn't depend on senior and junior and what you achieve. Remember Nachiketa, huh?
Great to talk to such people, really. It's my pleasure, Ela ma'am. On another example you were saying is the food has it's not only filling your stomach or giving an energy. The food has strengths to keep you healthy, and it can prevent your diseases also.
That's sure. Of course. If you are more aware, it can. Like Dr. Badami, the day he told us all about mineral oil, 2 days I have not used oil. And now, of course, I have ordered cold pressed groundnut oil from somewhere. Let's see how it goes on. And I was telling my maid that now you have to cook and use very little oil. You use a lot of oil because these maids, in order to make food tasty, the cooks, they use a lot of oil. So
This
all these,
this cold
yeah.
pressed oil consumption is also less. Now, when you are using refined oil, when you require to add 3 to 4 spoons of refined oil means when you use the cold pressed oil, it demands only 1 spoon of it. It spreads. It enhances your taste and it keeps you healthy. It adds a value to your body. Many things in it. Please try one.
You have heard of Dr. Bimal Chajar?
No. Okay.
You go to Google Dr. Bimal Chajar, BIAML.
Okay.
He is basically a doctor, a heart doctor, and he has been conducting workshops on holistic food and holistic health. And he has taken out a cookbook where he uses zero oil recipes. He doesn't recommend oil at all. And he has been aggressively doing it. And there are thousands and thousands of followers who follow him, So he's also doing quite a lot of good work, Dr. Bimal Chajar. So if you go to Google, you will find more information about him.
Yeah, most of this, it's an individual practices and individual experiences all talks about. There is a lot of people say that the food should be accompanied with an oil, which is a lubricant to your body. And like the doctor which you referred now, he may say that oil-free recipes and all.
Yeah.
There is a different discussions. But where we ensured every product what has to come, everybody, not only me and not only our organization like this, every human being who are all consuming it has to be ensured about their groceries. It has to start from corrections from the groceries. I'd like to tell you one more example is when you start in this correction, this kind of a corrections, when you start, it adds a great value to your next generation, on your kids and your family as well. So far, I'll tell you 2 examples. One is so far the regular practice of when you're in need of a grocery is directly, going to some malls and supermarkets or big stores like Metro and all those places and, and dump it and everything, whichever we feel offers discounts, buy one, get one and all those things, dumping it. Please remember your kid is, following you. Your kid is definitely following you the way you're shopping. That means, okay, that's a wrong message. What is going through, passing to our next generation is, oh, is this the way we have to shop the food items? Or when there is a buy one, get one is there, or this is how we have to pick it up, is it? And when we have to see the offers, then only we have to pick it up. When there's a pricing is little higher, no, keep it back. Oh, this is how it is. This is very wrong message we are passing to our next generation. It's very difficult to control them later the stages. And the other practice, the good practice which I experience myself and enjoying with my kids, when the people comes, I ask them to come with their kids as well. Let them be roam around, no need to sit like us to follow each and everything, but they will be following it. When the parents comes with their kids to discuss about this and asking about, hey, tell me about jaggery, tell me about this, tell me about your spices, tell me about turmeric and all. When they're asking all those questions, that means in the practice of eating a good food and identifying the good one, you are passing a great message to your kids, or next they will be also following that.
Okay.
Yeah, very true. I agree.
Giladi.
Oh, it's yeah. Bolo.
We need to proceed for next session. Before that, I want to tell you a few things now. One thing, from tomorrow, 7 to 8, we will be continuing for this whole week regarding pesticides and like paste and brush. We will complete those sessions this week, and next week onwards, Satish will be taking 1 week regular session regarding what are all the chemicals he have found in food adulteration. Okay, with his research activities.
Okay.
So he will be giving a particular item and its information every day for 1 whole week, Monday to Friday next week, 7 to 8 every evening. So for today's talk, we will conclude here and join for tomorrow's evening 6:30 by Dr. Rekha Archana, followed by Dr. Shishar Badami for this week. And next 1 whole week, Satya will be presenting between 7 to 8. And meanwhile, I would like to inform you once again, If you find any difficulty for joining evening session, I will discuss with Satya and we'll have other timetable for your discussion and this live program. Probably afternoon sessions between 3 to 5 or so.
No. 3 to 5 won't suit me. I have my classes during that time.
Then-
4:30 onwards, I have my classes, Uma. 4:30 के पहले करना है.
What?
I have my classes from 4:30.
Yeah.
My job.
Okay. Before that,
Before that, okay.
is it okay if we conduct in the afternoon?
Yeah, no problem.
What time?
Any time before 4 o'clock in the evening.
Radhisha?
I actually I had a question. So I think you ran out of time, is it?
We have only 3 more minutes.
Okay, so I think probably I can get a quick answer to this. Sir, I had a question.
Please go ahead.
And yeah, the thing is that I wanted to find out from you, since all the vegetables and the food products are all coming, as far as the grocery is concerned, from the villages. Now, when we speak to a village person, a person in the village is not going through so much of problem and issues as far as health is concerned as much as we are here in the city. So, if one gets in touch with these people in the village and the farmers directly and procures things, then there, as I said, there wouldn't be any middlemen required, for it. But how can one do that to get in touch with the farmers, because again, they are getting influenced for higher yield and, using all kinds of seeds which are genetically modified. What is the way out, that how come in the villages they are doing well and over here in the city we are all messed up?
It's as we discussed earlier, it's all in the offers and discounts and lesser the prices, more negotiations, and it passes a message to all of them that they have to sell it for the lesser prices. That's where this seeds, that modified seeds, hybrid seeds and all, which give more growth and has come into the pictures, and it demands more pesticides and more fertilizers and all those things. The corrections what the Freshan is making it now is we are creating a customers. We are not just offering the products, or we are not selling the products as well. We are creating a customers more and more which can be aware and be grouped together. Behalf of all this group, we are going to the farmer and we are giving assurance to him that you please grow, we'll buy at your prices. We'll buy on your prices. Immediate payment. Once this happens, that farmer is little comfortable. Okay, this company is paying an upfront payment and expected price, so then I will not be required to spray anything. And if I spray anything or using any GMO products and all those things, this company will not buy, and I'll be losing my profit levels. This is how we are creating a demand here and getting the supply according to this. This is how the correction has to be done, is what I felt. Unless the government takes little stronger action, as a small group of ourselves, we can do this way.
Yeah, okay. Let us conclude
Thank
here.
you so much. We'll carry it back.
Thank you, Iladi, and thank you, Radhisha, for joining from Kolkata. And we will have further more sessions with planned timetable for next week, wholesome. And this week, if you want to have particular interaction, you can have a Zoom meeting in a particular timetable, which cannot be telecasted. But we can plan for a telecasting for next week. Okay. So thank you for Satya.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Ronald. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
We'll proceed to our next session, which will be based on mantra sadhana